Y'all may or may not know this 1977 Barcade song called Attitude. If you're as old as me, you may. Or if you haven't, you may want to go look it up and listen to it. It's called Attitude, but this is my parody of Attitude. I think it's pretty appropriate. I could have left the words as they were because that's appropriate as well. However, the song, here we go. Want to hear it? Here it go. Gratitude, it will refine you. Thankful and grateful, wow. It will help to change the way you see. I said it's up to your gratitude to change your view. 'Cause you are alive, love. Mercy and grace provide. Whoa. Before I get too far off in it, gratitude, that's what we're talking about. Be grateful, be thankful for what you have and not what you don't have, people.
Welcome to Lifing 101, a journey through life's experiences, challenges, and interpretations. An intriguing and soul-refining podcast that explores the countless twists of life. Get ready to be amused, enlightened, entertained, empowered, and inspired. Hosted by Tina C. Christian, your MC with the LPC, and guest co-host Lorenda McKinney, your MC with the PhD.
Welcome, lovely listeners, to an exciting episode of Lifing 101 podcast,
where we dive into life's little mysteries and offer you insights to help you lead a happier, more fulfilling life.
I'm your MC with the LPC, Tina C. Christian, navigating y'all through this journey up and down and all around on this emotional roller coaster we call life.
And I'm your MC with the PhD, Lorenda McKinney. So grab your favorite beverage, find a comfortable spot, sit back and relax while we embark on this restorative journey together.
So, gratitude, attitude, that's what we're talking about today, Doc. So, what's your attitude on gratitude?
So, personally with gratitude, I think the more grateful you are, the more pleasant you are, the more people enjoy you being around.
True.
The more people will do for you, all those good things. Because I'm going to tell you something. As long as you don't have to give me anything back in return. If you say thank you and let me know you appreciate what I do, I'm going to always go to bat for you. It's when you don't appreciate it or you don't show gratitude or you expect me to do it like I owe it to you, like a sense of entitlement. That's when I'm going to fall back.
I think in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we decided that we were going to talk about gratitude and being thankful. And I think not just for Thanksgiving, but every day, I think we should be really grateful just for waking up. Like in the song I was singing, saying mercy and grace and you're alive. And yeah, I mean, that's something to be grateful for every day, or at least for me, like I probably have said before. If I haven't, I'll say it now. Every day when I wake up, I'm like, thank you, Father God, for today, yesterday, and hopefully tomorrow. And I'm grateful for every day that I'm, alive. So I think that even if you think you have nothing to be grateful for, you can be grateful and thankful that you woke up this morning.
Right.
Because some people didn't. And then some people may, challenge that. Well, yeah, I woke up, but X, Y, Z. But again, you can find something to be grateful for. I
totally agree. I totally agree with that. The first thing that I do say, like you said, is just thank you for waking me up. Because sometimes I can get up in the morning and move kind of fast, but I will always at least say that when I'm getting up and kind of saying my prayer, because sometimes it turns into a mini series because I'll start it and I'll be like squirrel mode and then I'll come back, but I know he gets it. I know he understands, but you have to say thank you. And then every morning, me, my niece, my sister, and my mom, and my nephew, we always send a text first thing in the morning. So it's kind of like our check-in text. So we always send a text just to say I love you or whatever. So once everybody check in, I'm grateful for that because at least I know all those people are okay. And I want everybody to be okay, but I know those four right away so you do have to say thank you just for just waking you up that day.
Amen.
And although this pot of soul that me and Tina, that's what we laugh about.
The pot of soul.
Although it is Thanksgiving inspired, being thankful should be an everyday thing.
Yes, ma'am.
You shouldn't wait for Thanksgiving Day to give thanks. You should realize how valuable the people in your life are, or the things that you do have. Of course, we all have a dream list of things that we would like to have, but we have to be thankful for the things that we do have, because there are people that would switch places with us in a heartbeat to have the things that we do have.
And that's why we're talking about not taking things for granted. Just recently, when I had that biopsy on my foot, I realized how precious my mobility was to me. And I was like, wow, the simple things we take for granted. Like, it was hard as hell for me to even take a shower because I couldn't get my foot wet. I couldn't submerge in water. And I'm like literally in there almost in tears, because it's like, first of all, it's taking me damn near 2 hours just to take a shower that I typically can jump in and be out and be dressed.
Right.
I'm always late. So, it's a little while
and
longer.
She is.
But it never took me 2 damn hours. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, you got to be kidding me, because I have to do all this extra maneuver and everything. And then just the little thing of being able to take a shower normally was taken for granted until, I couldn't do that. So, and then walking around and having to walk with a cane for weeks, and started thinking about, like my mom, and she's in a wheelchair, and I'm like, man, that has to be hard, because she has, paralysis on her left side. So it's like she's been pushing this wheelchair on the right with her right arm for these past 5 years. And I'm like, what the hell? That has to be hard as hell. I never even thought about that. I felt bad. And it was like, Mom, I know that has to be bothering you, because I couldn't even imagine having to do that. I was just, stressed to death by trying to take a shower and being limited with even though I can still use my foot, I had to kind of maneuver. So yeah, the little things we take for granted, just the air that we breathe every damn day,
Yeah, it is. And I have this little sign in my basement that says, I remember the days that I used to pray for the things I have now, because you do get so caught up in wanting the next thing, or wishing you were farther ahead instead of appreciating at one point you prayed just to have the things that you have now. You pray for that car, you pray for that house, you pray to be able to pay your bills. Like, you pray for those things, and now you're able to. So, because like I said before, there's somebody that will jump in your seat in a hot minute and let you have their life, and they take your life. And trust me, they probably will be very happy and satisfied with it.
Right. That's what I said. Just reflecting on the good things in our life. Everything may not be how you want it, but it could always be worse.
That's right.
We always thinking about it could be better. The things that we could have more of, and we never have enough of, and everything. But we never really stop to think about how it could really, truly be a lot worse. Because we don't think about that when we're wanting those things, that we want. We're not thinking about the things that we already have, because like you said, we already got those things. We wished for, prayed for, whatever, worked for. But now it's like we want more, more, more. But are you really taking the time to appreciate the things that you have?
Right.
As I sit here and we're talking about that, I'm looking around my boudoir and I'm looking at all this stuff I have, and it's like...
And I'm looking at some of the things she had that I'm about to have, because I'm going to leave with it.
And I'm like, you always want more. But, my mother-in-law said, do you have enough? And I'm thinking like, well... I would have said no at first, but then it's like, well, yeah, I do have enough. And she's like, how many shoes you got? And I'm like, well, I have more in there and more in there, but we're always, wanting more things. But do we really stop and think about and reflect on the things that are already good in our life? And
it's funny that you say that, because I was talking to my mom one day and I was like, how do I know if I'm just going overboard with the things that I just want and these are not things that I need? Or how do I know that I'm not going overboard with making myself have the things that I want? Because even sometimes myself, I think maybe you are buying too much shit. So sometimes you do. I say, how do I know if I'm really just giving myself what I want? Because I think that you should have some things that you want.
Yes.
As an adult, everything that you have shouldn't be only your needs. You should be enjoying your life.
Especially if you work hard.
Right. And then, especially if somebody else works hard and it benefits you.
Like they say, work hard, play harder.
Right.
And that's okay. Yeah, we're not saying we shouldn't be buying things for ourselves or anything. I'm just saying taking nothing for granted.
Right.
Nothing like the air that you breathe. not to just be sitting here, harping or trying to force any type of prayer or religion down anyone's throat, because I don't believe in that. But with my God, I do pray daily. And part of my prayer is usually like when I'm trying to thank God for the things, it's like I could go on all day.
Right.
But I'm like, I don't know when it started, but I'm like, thank you for the air that I breathe, the roof over my head, the clothes on my back, the shoes on my feet, the food that I eat. Thank you for the birds, the bees, the flowers, and the trees. Thank you for my mobility, my health, my sanity, my friends, my family. I'm like, everything, our cars, our transportation, our house, our jobs, our careers, I'm everything, because it's like I'm trying, and I could go all day.
Right.
But I started trying to be more specific because I wanted to reflect on those things as well, and didn't want to take those type of things for granted, because just being able to move, to be able to breathe, to see, to hear, just having your senses, having your mobility, having your sense, your mind. Some people have lost their mind, and having your health. And even though you may not be in 100% great health, there could always be other problems.
Right.
So just being grateful for being in the state of healthiness that you are, still giving thanks for and being grateful for that.
Yeah. And I know that like back in the day, the good old preachers used to say, thank God for being right, having the right state of mind. Mm-hmm. So it is important. I think the older you get, your prayers change as well, because you do realize what you should be grateful for. So you do start picking everything, because you look around you, and as people are getting older, you realize what you really should be grateful for. Sometimes if your prayer is just, I just want to say thank you. I don't want to ask for anything. Mm-hmm. I just want to say thank you for everything that I do have. Yeah. And not only did he wake you up, he woke up your loved ones and your friends. Mm-hmm. So without making people get emotional while they listen today, because y'all know we usually got plenty of jokes. Mm-hmm. So we just want to make sure that you do take the time out to be grateful. And as Thanksgiving comes about, and not just Thanksgiving, but as Thanksgiving comes about, you remember to hug and show a little extra love to the people around you, because there's some people who would love to have people around them that they could love on and hug on and eat with and fellowship. So just make sure you keep those people in mind.
Yeah. Before I go on and kind of I want to touch on qualities, of gratitude. But basically what we were just discussing was realizing what we have is enough. I was humbled in serving at like food pantries and things like that, or back in the day when we could. I know they don't really want us to now, and I would go on Thanksgiving and pass out meals to homeless people and stuff like that. I mean, that really humbled me and made me be even more grateful for what I do have, and know that I do have enough, because even though I don't have the best of anything, or maybe I do, but I don't have the best of everything, I still have enough. I'm good, and I live in the here and now, meaning that it may not be perfect, but right now, I'm okay. It is enough. I do have a roof over my head. I am in decent health. I do have friends and family and things like that. So just being able to realize that what we do have is enough is one of the points that we want to point out, and one of the concepts of gratitude, as well as, like you were just saying, creating acceptance. And then also you pointed on, loving on your loved ones. So, qualities of gratitude is about expressing joy, expressing love, celebrating all your blessings and your friends and family and things like that. They are blessings as well. So definitely a quality of gratitude, and remembering who helped you out in life. Right. So when I think about, going to serve or going to pass out meals and stuff, being humble for that, or donating to like
Mother's Refuge.
Yes, Refuge. And I've donated there often, not just last year for Christmas, but last year, this year, I will. And I've always, even with stuff I don't use anymore, or clothing, or like my grandkids' stuff, I would take up there, because I know that those women need stuff too. So if you're out there listening and who and what we're talking about, Mother's Refuge, it's a place for not necessarily
it's like it starts mothers. As early as teenage mothers, but it's just people that need a little help. And I've donated things because I have a wonderful friend that's there, and they are very grateful. So if you do have some things, and you, like me, I don't want to donate it to somebody that's going to sell it, but I do want to donate it to somebody that's going to use it. So that's why I chose that place, because they're not going to pick it up and then take it to a store and put price tags on it and make people pay for it. I'm not donating it for people to buy it. I'm donating it so people can use it. So that's why I chose there, because I know those people are just going to get the things, and they're not going to charge them for the things.
Right. And I've donated there often, but then also those places that'll put price tags on things too. spread the love out. But I do believe that Mother's Refuge is a good program.
Right.
And I can relate to them because I was a teen single parent on my own and raising a child alone. So I knew what that was like, and grown up and raised a child at a young age or by yourself. You know, you need some help. You know, you have your family and your support system and things, but sometimes it gets a little rough. So if you're out there and you're listening and you know of, or you're in this area, or even if you're not, look them up. Mother's Refuge, make a donation, contribute something. I know they would be appreciative, and I would too. So again, being thankful for what we have, because we're not in their situation.
Right.
Yeah.
And we usually, most of us do have a surplus of things. We think we don't, but if we were told to grab 10 things, we wouldn't know what to grab because we have way more than 10 things. So we would be standing there when it's people that don't even have 10 things to grab.
Right. So serving others, that's part of gratitude. Giving and humbling yourself and helping out other people. Yeah, that's definitely part of gratitude, as well as enduring your own hardships with a grateful heart. So even though we have trials and tribulations in our life, we still have to be able to endure those hardships and still be grateful for the things that are still going well, or things that we still have in spite of these situations and the trials and triumphs that we're going through. So valuing the small things in life, that's another quality of gratitude that we should be remembering. You know, every little thing, for real. We have way too many things to be grateful for. You probably couldn't even name them all, because you're not thinking that way, because it's easier to think about the things that you don't have, because those are the things that you want.
Right.
So that's in the forefront of your mind, kind of like your vision board, the things that you're working towards getting. So you're really not paying attention to the things that you have, because I know I have things in excess. If I'm being completely honest, I have excess of things, material things, and I have so many things in my life to be grateful and thankful for, not material things, but just, intangible things as well. So
yeah. So you definitely do have a lot of things. Like, you think about the people that don't know if their car is going to start the next day, but that's not your concern. And even you think, okay, if it don't start, I'll call AAA. Right. Or if it don't start, I'll call my family. So you do have to think about those things. I think back to, you had mentioned showing gratitude toward people or events. So when I remember when I finished my dissertation, I was about in tears. I had worked so hard on that I was about in tears. And when my chairperson got finished, she said, I don't think I've ever teared up for somebody doing their dissertation, but she said, I think I did today. And she said, what you gonna do when you get off this call? And I said, I have some champagne in the freezer. I'm gonna take it around to my mom's house and we're gonna share it. And that meant the world to me, because I was able to share such a huge event with somebody that's very special to me. Right. So it is important to show love to those people that are important to you, or the events that come up that are important to you.
True. Very true. If we wanted to really truly define gratitude, I was kind of thinking about this before we decided what we were going to talk about, and I was trying to come up with a good definition for what gratitude meant. And so looking at all the different definitions and doing a little research, I kind of came up with basically a strong positive emotion with a sense of being appreciative, with feelings of happiness and thankfulness in response to something. So a strong emotion, strong positive emotion. That's, if you have a strong positive emotion or a sense of appreciativeness, feelings of happiness and thankfulness in response to something.
I like that.
So I think that is a good, complete, solid definition for gratitude.
Definitely.
Having a positive emotion about it. So doing away with the negativity, trying to force the positivity. So again, it's easy to focus on the things that you don't have. That's negative. start looking at the things that you do
Yeah.
have. That's a positive.
Yeah, make it what you have enough, because it usually is enough.
Yes. And another thing I was thinking about and looking into when we were deciding what we were going to talk about, there was an article or a publication that I ran across. It's called 5 Ways Gratitude Can Change Your Life. It was by an associate professor at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, Dr. Megan Hayes. And it highlights 5 evidence-based reasons to start practicing gratitude. I really appreciated that publication because I was like, people don't even realize how much gratitude can help you.
Right.
Just being grateful can, these 5 things that she was pointing out, and I didn't, go through and write out anything, or I'm not about to just, spill the article or the publication all out to you. You can go find it. The 5 things that she highlighted was you feel less angry. It improves your health. It strengthens your relationships. You feel more positive emotions, and you savor good experience. Okay, so again, gratitude can really help you feel better. So just being grateful for things can change your whole mood, and kind of like what I was talking about in the song in the beginning, your gratitude. It will refine you, it will change the way you see things. Your perspective will change. You will have a half full glass versus a half empty, because you will be grateful for the things that you have.
Right. Like it say you feel less angry. Imagine how you going to be walking around angry if you're really happy about what you have. So that's true. I can see that. You would feel less angry because you, like you said, you focus on a glass half full instead of half empty, or what you do have versus what you don't have. Yeah. So yeah, for sure.
You're savoring the good experiences in your life. You're more focused. Your perspective and your point of view changes. You shift from the half empty to that half full.
Right.
Then you have a more positive mindset. You're going to be thinking about all the little good things that you have.
Right. And then it's going to improve your health, because if you are thinking positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts, imagine the strain you're taking off your heart. Like, you probably don't think of it that way, but when you're angry, your heart's taking a hit. You probably got headaches, your blood pressure's probably sky high, but I could see it improving your health if you're thinking happy things. And then the third one is strengthen your relationships. I'm going to much rather be around people that are positive and not being negative Nancy's and always grouching and moaning about what they don't have. You're going to tend to be around people that's happy, because you don't want to get drained every time you around somebody. You don't want them to be draining you. And then the next one is you feel more positive emotions. If everything that Tina is saying to me is positive and she's telling me how grateful she is, I'm going to have a hard time saying, but Tina, I don't have this, because it's going to rub off on me. And her positivity is going to also make me happy. So I get it. The more positive people you're around, the more two things are going to happen. Either you're going to get positive too, or you're going to stop hanging around them so that you can go somewhere and be negative. So you can just run on along and be with the negative people, and then leave the positive people to be happy.
And I'm kind of guilty of, I've noticed a couple of times, like, first of all, we're all human. We have issues. We have problems. Of course, we need supports and friends and family and or therapists or therapy to kind of have an outlet or deal with certain things. But I notice, like, for me, sometimes if I run into someone that's always negative or is constantly negative, or they've been on something way too long, I tend to just flood it with positivity and kind of block the negativity. Kind of like,
you should.
That I sent you where it's like, popping the negativity out the way. That's kind of how I am. Like, I could be talking to somebody on the phone, and then they've probably bitched and complained for maybe 2.5 hours, and then I'm like, okay, that's enough, Right. Like, I don't say that, but in my mind, it's like, it switches, like, okay, I'm going to change this. Right. And so then I'm just like, I'm going to take over the conversation, and I'm just going to flood it with all this positivity. But then too, I think sometimes that backfires on me too, because some people think I'm too positive sometimes. And so they don't want to be around me. I'm too
I don't, please. Yeah. I'm going to be all up on you. Like, put some of that, give me some.
No, I think sometimes they think, like, again, like, oh, she just think her life on that. No, I have problems just like everybody else, but I'm trying to shift my perspective, and I'm trying to embrace, the good things in my life. I'm trying to be positive about them. Again, I'm human. I'm going to complain. I'm going to, gripe and stuff just like everybody else. I think the key is don't get stuck there. Right. Don't live in your problems. You have every right to have positive and negative emotions and feel the way that you do, but just don't get stuck there is the key. And so that's when I feel like someone is stuck there, I will start flooding. If it's a friend or family or something like that. With clients, maybe that's a whole different animal.
Right.
But with friends and family, yeah, I'm like, okay, we're going to shift
Right.
this.
Don't bleed all over other people. Like, that's a problem. It's just saying that I'm going to give you a chance to give me your problem one time. After that, we talking about resolutions. Because are you just speaking about your problem because you like the attention you get from speaking about it? Or are you speaking about it because you want us to resolve it?
Right.
Because personally, my misery doesn't like company. You know, you have the people that miserable and they want everybody in the world to come hang with them. I don't. Yeah. I'm going to pull myself out of it until I can be that uplifting person that you need around you, because we all have our own issues. Have somebody come around and dump a whole suitcase on you without making sure your bandwidth can handle it or anything like that, we just don't need it. Yeah. No matter what level of relationship you are with the person.
Yeah. Like I said, we have our moments. I think it's when it's just consistent.
Right.
It becomes a problem.
Right.
Because you should have, your sounding boards and your people, your support systems and your wraparounds and things. But if it's an everyday, all day type of thing, or every time I talk to you,
exactly,
that begins to be a bigger weight or a brick that some people can't actually hold. Again, being grateful for those people that are there for you and being your sounding board, and being grateful that even though you have problems, you are still alive. That kind of brings me to another thing that I kind of ran across in researching stuff about gratitude, to just kind of give some ideas about things we could, share with you guys. Another thing I ran across was the 4 A's of gratitude. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but it talks about appreciation, approval, and admiration and attention. So appreciation, that's part of gratitude. If you're appreciative of the things that you have, for the small things that can cultivate, gratitude for you. And approval, seeking it and giving it to others, that can contribute to a sense of gratitude. And then with admiration, acknowledging and admiring the strengths and qualities in others,
That's one of my strengths. I admire people and I let them know I admire them. Yeah. If it's something that you just knock out the park, I admire that, because I'm learning from you. Yeah. I'm by no way intimidated. Right. I want to be around people that can teach me. So I'm never going to be intimidated. Like, show me how you learn that. It's the people that tell you, they mention something and then go, okay, call me later. And then they don't never answer your call because they really don't want to share it. But I admire people that know things that I don't. You know those people, inbox me. Girl, you just posted it all on Facebook, so just tell me. And y'all know the people I'm talking about. Y'all know, because y'all done thought the same thing.
Right, exactly. But admiration, that can definitely be a form of gratitude. And attention, paying attention to the present moment, being mindful. I always say be mindful, being in the here and now, like I said earlier, that can foster gratitude, paying attention to what you do have.
Right.
Instead of thinking about the things that you don't have. Yeah. So just take a look around you, sometimes just sit and stop and look. Be grateful for the things that you do have.
That's what I was going to say. And be grateful for the people that do show up for you. Don't focus on the people that don't. Be grateful for the people that do show up consistently for you, because if you focus so much on the people that don't, you're taking away attention from those people that are there giving you their all. So just like Tina said, paying attention to what you do have and not getting, of course we all can realize what we don't have, but don't put all your attention on what's not there. Focus more on what you do have.
Yeah, and that kind of, takes me to the next thing I wanted to talk about, overcoming challenges of embracing gratitude. Because sometimes it's hard. If you're in a bad situation or you're going through something, it's kind of hard to be grateful, to be happy when you're having a bad time or going through some problems. But you really, truly have to shift your mindset, and that can really help you to embrace gratitude. I used to always say, and I haven't said it recently, but I still feel the same way. Like, I can find the good in anything, literally. Like, I can find something good in everything. So it's like, even, for instance, when I lost my sister, yes, I'm sad. I'm going to miss her and everything. But she was suffering. So, yes, she's not in pain anymore. That's in finding the good in that situation. Or say, for instance, you wake up in the morning and you talked about like AAA. You got a flat. You're late for work. Your whole morning is kind of off, whatever. But at least I have a roadside assistance that I can call.
Yeah.
You got to try to just shift your mind and try to find the good in that situation.
Right. And then sometimes this is totally off the subject, but you're delayed because of a reason. Mm-hmm. And then you find out later. A couple weeks ago, I was coming home and the highway was blocked off and I was peed off.
Yeah.
I was like, God, I could get home much faster. And then the next day I heard about on the news that it was a bad accident with multiple cars on that highway. Mm. So had I been a little sooner, then things could have been different for me. So that's just a little off the subject, but kind of on it. Sometimes you have to be grateful for things for the way they do happen, even though it's not the way you would choose for them to happen.
I can't remember. I think it may have been my grandmother because she was such a wise woman and she would always tell me things. She was saying like, and I think that's why I'm not part of the reason why I'm not in a rush sometimes. And so I do tend to run late for things because I'm going to get there, you know. She would tell me, stop being in a rush for things because it may not be your time. You know, for instance, I used to get mad when people would jump in front of me or people were going slow. I still get mad. However, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this is supposed to be happening. I'm supposed to be slowing down. I'm supposed to be right where I am because there may be something up ahead. So even though I done got pissed off, now I'm grateful because I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Right. And you're like, what purpose is it serving? Because it's serving some purpose.
It is. So next time someone cuts you off or jump out in front of you and you're ready to road rage, just think about it. Be grateful that they did.
After you cuss them out, then think about it.
In your mind, do not cuss anyone out. I can't stand those people that are in the cut. I'm like, do you know people are crazy? They will shoot you. They will.
And this is true.
Do not cuss people out. To yourself.
Yeah, do not.
And don't be the person that pull up at the light waiting for them to look at you. So, no, stop. Don't do it, y'all.
They won't look at you anyway. I've tried it. They won't.
Some will. And you may see the wrong thing. Don't do it, people. Don't listen to Doc. She just talking.
Yeah, don't listen to me. Because I don't want y'all calling in talking to Tina saying what happened to you now.
No, but
we don't have no insurance to cover that.
I'm just saying, if you're upset, they cut you off there. If you want to cuss them out to yourself. Don't go giving them the bird and don't be chasing nobody down to mug them and stuff. But just remember, everything happens for a reason. And if you're emotionally intelligent, how we talked about last time, you can practice good self-control.
Right. Y'all remember those phrases. Tina had like 20. I checked off one. I love you. So maybe you can use that. The next time you're feeling angry, just send them to a crazy place. Just say, I love you. Because they're going to be like, when they get where they going, they probably going to say, this lady in this car looked over at me and said she loved me. So maybe put something on their mind.
You know how the older people used to say, what is it, bless your heart? Because, bless your heart. So, bless your heart. Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, people say it now to throw shade. Bless your heart.
Yes, bless your heart. God bless you. I love you. Something, But please don't cuss people out or chase them down and look and mean mug them in the car. We don't want any road rage people. So, but definitely shift your mindset. Try to find the good in all situations because there is something good.
There is.
In every situation.
There is.
Even in the very bad. And I know that may sound crazy to someone out there, but it helps me and it has helped me because if you could walk even a block in my shoes, you'd probably say, how do you keep your sanity? Well, that's one of the ways, by shifting my mindset, trying to find the good in things that are even probably the worst ever. Yes, I'm going to probably experience those high and negative emotions, but then, like I said, have your moments, have your emotions, your feelings, they are valid. And then, try to don't dwell, don't live there, move on.
Pick yourself up.
Don't get stuck is the main key here. Accept that something has happened, then try to shift your mindset and be grateful that it's not worse than what it could have been, So yeah, and then also incorporating gratitude into daily life by doing things like gratitude journaling. Of course, a therapist would say that, wouldn't I?
I like that.
And daily reflection exercise, because I know a lot of people can't or don't want to or don't like to journal. I don't even like to physically write anymore. So if I'm journaling, it's going to be on my computer or my phone or something. But reflection exercises, and I've even told my daughter, I was like, why don't, instead of just, if you don't want to write, you don't want to journal, okay, at the end of the day, a reflection exercise would look like something like saying, today I felt. Right. Today was a good day because today I just reflecting on and trying to find the good. Yes. Or even if you just say, today I had a bad day because, and then you say, but through it all, it turned out to be good because. Just reflecting on your day. So that's a reflecting exercise. Maybe you don't have to necessarily write it down, but just reflecting on your day and trying to find the things that were good in your day and being grateful for those.
Right. Or just remember how many times in your day that you actually smiled, because you may not think of it, but you probably do. When I get on the elevator, if somebody's on there, if it's not a day when I'm trying to hurry up and close the door before they get to it, when they get on, I'm like, good morning. And then when I get off, I'm like, have a good day. Or if you bump into someone in the restroom or something. So count the times that you do actually smile. That probably made somebody else's day, even if it didn't make yours. Trust me, that little smile made somebody's day.
It does. I remember years ago when I was younger and I worked at AT&T, and I believe they would tell us to keep, when we were in training, they were like, keep a mirror on your desk. So when you answered the phone and you were smiling, it would come off in your voice.
And it does.
And so at times I would use stuff like that with, my clients as well, look, get a mirror, smile, and try to change your mood and looking in that mirror and telling yourself something, that being grateful. Like, was it yesterday, day for yesterday? Was looking in the mirror and I'm like, girl, you is old. It's like, but I love you, girl. You is beautiful. I love you. And I was really like, that happened for real.
Right.
And just out of the blue. But yeah, just being grateful. Yeah, I'm getting older, but I still.
And wiser.
Yeah, I still feel like I'm a beautiful human being, So just being grateful, even for the little things, because even though I'm old, I didn't have to get here. Some people didn't make it to this age. I've had a lot of classmates and friends that I've lost and family members that didn't get a chance to see 50-something, because I don't remember how old I am sometimes. I'll be like, how old am I? When's my birthday? I'm over 50. So I'm so serious. But anyway, yes, just loving on yourself, being grateful for who you are. We all have flaws.
We do.
I could pick out a lot of things about myself I don't like, but at the end of the day, there's way more things that I do like. So I'd rather focus on those than to sit up and talk about the things that I don't like. So
right. And there's people that could pick out a million things about you that they do like. And then just remember, smiling and laughter, it's contagious.
It is.
And it's really going to take a real jerk to really not be around a lot of laughter and smiling and not participate. Eventually, you're going to break through one of the hardest people if you continue to be positive, laughing and smiling. Some way you're going to break through, and before you know it, they'll be laughing and smiling as well.
Right.
Before we close, I'm going to read you this quote. So I want you to pay attention to it, because I think it's a very good quote for gratitude. So it goes, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for our today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. I just thought that was a very good quote. That's by Melody Beattie. So take that and kind of hold on to it.
Right. There's a lot of validity in there. Yeah. So thinking about gratitude, thinking about having enough, again, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, because that's what we're coming up on here, unless you're listening to this after Thanksgiving. And if you are, shame on you, but thanks for listening. but for real, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I just want to say, remember to rejoice always. pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances. And, people, if you're listening, feel free to give us a call or leave us a comment on this episode and share your experiences and your insights of gratitude. I know we really haven't had a lot of feedback from our listeners, but if you hear this episode, please leave a comment. Let us know what gratitude means to you and your insights of gratitude, some of the experiences that you've had in regarding to gratitude. And also share this episode with someone or with others who you think may benefit from this or not, or just share it because we asked you to. But no, because everyone needs to really be grateful. But if you know someone that may be struggling through the holidays, or, they don't have a family member or something to share the holiday with, and maybe they feel like they don't have anything to be grateful or thankful for, by all means, please share this episode with them too.
Right. Or when you have your family over, if you listen to this before Thanksgiving, bring Tina and Lorinda. We want to be there too. So play it for your family to hear.
Right. Happy Thanksgiving. Guess what, y'all? Listen to this podcast.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, stay hopeful
and stay curious.
Before we part ways, we invite you to share your own stories, thoughts, and reflections with us. Connect with us on social media, reach out through our website, or simply leave a comment on your preferred podcast platform. Feel free to leave us in voicemail at 816-607-1243 with any thoughts, concerns, or questions that you'd like shared on Lifing 101 or just answered or addressed. If you prefer to send us an email, feel free to do so by sending it to our website, lifing101pod.com, or send us an email to info@lifing101pod.com. Your insights and experiences enrich our shared understanding of this incredible journey we're all a part of. Please subscribe to this podcast and follow our website, lifing101pod.com, and find and follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Stay hopeful, stay curious, and keep embracing the vibrant, unpredictable, and awe-inspiring journey that we call life. Goodbye for now, and may your days be filled with endless wonder.